Hello guys, welcome back to another one of my videos. Welcome back to my space, my learning space. And today I would like to talk to you about diminished chords. What is a diminished chord, how to use a diminished chord, and why it's useful. Because you don't really need it to play a melody and chords as a pianist, but it's pretty useful and it can kind of make things a bit interesting. So today we're going to talk about that. So let's get straight into it. What is a diminished chord? Okay, so a diminished chord is basically a chord that is made up purely of minor third intervals. So, for instance, like this, we've got F to A flat. F to A flat is a minor third. A flat to B is another minor third. B to D is another minor third. Okay, so that's purely all that you need to know in order to build a diminished chord, is that it's a chord that is made up of just minor thirds. Okay, now the thing with diminished chords is that they are sort of parallel, like they exist in a perfect way, so you can kind of replicate the same thing. So if I've got F diminished, A flat diminished, then also is the same. A flat diminished 7, is the same as B diminished, is the same as D diminished. You see what I'm saying? When we're back here at F diminished. So they kind of exist in a perfect way because they're all built of minor thirds. Now, the next thing that you kind of need to know is that there are only 3 diminished chords essentially. If we are starting on F, we've got one that exists on F sharp here. Okay, I'll just add the tonic there on top again. And then we've got one that exists on G. And then after that, it just sort of repeats itself. You see? So these are the only ones that you need to worry about. And then it repeats itself in the same way. So essentially, there are only 3 diminished chords that you technically need to learn and kind of be aware of. How does a diminished chord function? A diminished chord functions in a way where it creates suspension. It's like a resolution point or cadential point. It almost always resolves to another chord. Okay, this is not typically a resolution point. It's always kind of a release here that happens. It kind of do you know what I mean? So it kind of always wants to have a resolving point. So why would you want to use diminished chords? Now, you would want to use diminished chords to create interest. They're really good for voice leading, like how I just showed you now in the case of E flat minor 6. If I were to play E flat, and there goes the track. If I were to play E flat minor 6, I can literally build a scale. I can play that scale of E flat minor 6 just using E flat minor chord tones and diminished scale or diminished notes. Okay, so it can work as voice leading, but it's also really nice to use for harmonies and harmonizing a melody. Now, how to use a diminished chord in a tune? So, like I said again, the best way to learn how to play piano is to actually use songs. So folk songs are really great. That's basically like indigenous songs. Hymns, church hymns are really great, as well as jazz tunes. And I'm going to use a jazz standard today called Beautiful Love. The basic melody of it is So that's just the plain melody with mostly root 7th and 3rd, which is how we build a chord at its base, you know, without adding any tensions really. But now, because Beautiful Love is it's a modal tune, okay? It's in D minor. If you're playing it in D minor, that's the original key. The melody, I found that it's mostly taking from D minor, the scale. So it borrows from harmonic minor as well. So what you can do is you have you know, you can kind of build diminish notes, chords out of this here as well. And this part, there's a diminished chord as well. So if you kind of are following with what I'm doing here, it's, you know, I'm just trying to find opportunities where I can harmonize a melody note with a diminished scale. Now in my next video I will be talking about more in depth how to actually do these movements, but it's basically a minor chord going to a diminished, to the next minor note, to the next diminished, to the next, kind of like that. I think you can kind of see the gist. Yeah, so where else could one use this? I'm trying to think. Yeah, so this tune is called Stella by Starlight. And yeah, I'm just gonna use a diminished chord here. So you're always just trying to find opportunities to kind of harmonize the melody with a diminished note, a diminished chord. That is all for the lesson today. Like I said, I do have a follow-up video after this one where I really just want to get more in depth as it pertains to diminished chords and how you can implement them and how to use them over a minor chord, over a major chord, and over a dominant chord, how to use diminished chords in that instance, like you see me do today. So I will be going more in depth, although I did try to be as detailed as I can. I hope it helped. So I'll see you in my next video. If you've got any questions or any struggles when it comes to this topic, then just leave me a comment. I can answer your questions and I can do more videos if you need me to. Okay, bye.